Well, spring is finally coming alive. You can see daisies everywhere. We have daffodils. Children playing in the background, shouting their heads off. We have really interesting. These are primroses. In fact, these are slightly different to normal primroses because they have longer stems, because they are in fact crossbreeds between cowslips and primroses, which are called false oxlips. They are beautiful plants. And cowslips and false oxlips, as they are called, they're readily interchangeable. Primroses and cowslips will interbreed, but there are always some that are pure. I think this one might be a pure cowslip, a rare plant now. You can see here. It's hard to tell though, because false oxlips have these big primrose flowers on them, and you can get them to different degrees. This is more like a true cowslip, but cowslips have very small flowers. You can see there's some more over here. It's a very exciting time of year, but it's still very cold, well below the normal temperature. But you can see there are some flies appearing just here on that. I'm finding it a bit hard to focus, but and the most exciting thing of all, which is the most important to the most insects, are these. This is the big dandelion blooming coming. You can see there. Whoa. Dandelions are opening up everywhere. And after the dandelions, you'll have these bluebells waiting. So it's a very exciting time of year. But I really like the violets. Very gentle little plants, but there are loads of them come up at this time of year and flower. They should flower right through the summer, although obviously mostly in spring. And one of the reasons all the early spring plants come out is because there's no canopies on the trees, as you can see. See, the leaves are only getting going on this viburnum, which is going to have a massive canopy, and birds will be able to nest in it. But you can also see other trees are only getting very few leaves. And here's a sycamore, and it has absolutely only the tiniest buds on it. The shrubs get their leaves first, but spring starts at ground level and works its way upwards. So the little flowers come out where there's no canopies to hide them from the sun, and they breed, and and insects come along and fertilize them, and that's what they're waiting for. So it's very exciting. But these are probably the most beautiful to the most people. So I'm giving them a special amount of focus. This is another important spring plant because of the amount of insects it supports. In particular, it's the lesser celandine, which is a relative of the buttercup. You usually see the first flowers in a mild year. You'll see them in January. We actually think we saw them as early as December this year, but we had a very cold winter afterwards. They're lovely, beautiful yellow, butter yellow, like a buttercup would be, but they grow in a very dense leaf formations. Buttercups tend to be kind of long and have slightly furry leaves. These have shiny leaves, and the leaves aren't gigantic, About the size, a bit bigger than a €2 coin. So, but they're really important. The first insects, and very few insects have shown up so far, but when they do, they'll be depending on these plants. There are bees that feed on plants all year and come to gardens if there's winter flowering plants, winter flowering shrubs, but most insects are only coming out now. So this is very exciting. And they love hedgerows and they like damp places, but they like to have sun, a sunny aspect. They can. So they usually will grow on the northern side of a road if the road is going east to west. Or on the southern flank of a wall. As if to illustrate a point, here's a honeybee and it's feeding on the lesser celandine. That's beautiful. This here is red dead nettle. And a few minutes ago I just saw my first butterfly and I think it was feeding on red dead nettle. And there, that little blue plant there is speedwell. I think it's Germander speedwell. So everything is starting to bloom. And still the shadows are quite long from the sun. Usually they keep their wings open because they're sunbathing to get warm. When butterflies only fly at 15 degrees Celsius, so it has to be that temperature in the sun. It's probably more in the sun. In the shade's another story. Might just open its wings. Well, this is the same butterfly, small tortoiseshell, and it has its wings out now because it's sunbathing. I wasn't sure I was going to get a shot, but it just about managed it. Lots of life out anyway. There we have the first butterfly of the year feeding on one of the first dandelions of the year. And this really shows how important dandelions are. The insects actually can't come out until you have food plants like dandelions. Now he's trying to get some sun, or she is trying to get some sun on the wings. I haven't seen it close enough to see if it's male or female. Trying to warm up. Oh, it's sunbathing. Beautiful butterfly.